Hi everyone. सुनाई दे रहा है? So पहले ये सवाल पूछ लिया है, but I am asking another question. How many of you are non-developers? And how many of you are developers but didn't study the coding language? Okay. I also got C grade in C language, so I also know कि college में नहीं था. And how many of you are building for startup? Like अपनी startup नहीं, किसी startup के लिए product बना रहे हो. And how many of you are building for the founder who is a non-tech founder? So how is the pain like? So it is very difficult, to build for a non-tech founder. I am a non-tech founder, and I won't say it's difficult for developer. It's equally difficult for the founder also to build with a tech team. It is very difficult to make them understand what is your vision, what you are passionate about, and what you are envisioning, your dream, your everything. It is very difficult, trust me. And it becomes easier when you hear someone like me, that what I have faced through over years. So I am Nikita, founder of Crooze app, and also the first bicycle mayor from India. So bicycle mayor is a role given by an Amsterdam organization for all my work that I did in promoting cycling. Otherwise, I am an electronics engineer, worked as instrumentation engineer with a German company for 7 years, cycled to work for more than 5 years, and during that time promoted cycling big way in Baroda, and I wanted to convert that into a product. Since 2015, I wanted to make an ecosystem for cycling and build all the parts of stakeholders in one product. I tried doing it from 2015, failed multiple times, and finally this is the product after 5-6 years, which is in market and doing very well. So I'll be sharing my experience. This is about me. We are one of the startups in Google App Scale Academy, if you know. So recently there was a full page ad asking all the apps to apply for this second cohort of Google App Scale Academy. I was also there on the front page, if you know. So you guys can apply for Google App Scale Academy this time. And recently won Mahindra Sustainability Champion Award. And I'm also a mother of a 3-year-old, so the hustle becomes more difficult. So I'll be structuring my presentation in 4 parts. Why of building Crooze, the challenges faced as a non-tech founder, which can help you guys to be more compassionate with your non-tech founders for whom you are building, and the product demo of Crooze and my learnings. The why of building Crooze. As I told about me cycling, and there were so many invisible cyclists on the road who are cycling, and there is no road space. The government doesn't know how many people are cycling. There are no numbers. The cyclists are not rewarded. They are not incentivized. It's a chicken and egg problem. Who will build cycle lanes because there are no cyclists? So I wanted to build a platform where all the numbers are seen. The cyclists are rewarded. The cycle is made more fun. क्योंकि हम सब ने जब हम बच्चे थे सबने साइकिल चलाई थी, but अभी कौन चलाता है? Raise your hands. Okay, very good. Do try out the app. So नहीं. So I wanted to build a platform. जब मैंने 2015 में बनाना चाहा था, तब it was a mix of why you should cycle, try cycle, test a cycle with nearing friends, then buy old and used cycles, buy new cycles. So many other things were there in the platform. And I wanted to do everything in one go. That was my biggest mistake back in 2015. So the first most important learning is try to build one simple module, which is called MVP. Test it and then build final things. If I gave all the requirements, requirement document. I also made one requirement document as a non-tech founder. ये चाहिए, ये चाहिए, ये चाहिए, ये चाहिए. And the list went on too long. And that took 1.5 years. 2 agencies changed. And whatever came out was super buggy that I was not able to launch it at all. So the first learning, it still happens because you know the agency you go to is like ठीक है लंबा बिल फाड़ना है, हाँ ये भी बन जाएगा, ये भी बन जाएगा, ये भी बन जाएगा, ये भी बन जाएगा, but वो कभी खत्म ही नहीं होता. How many of you have faced this? So what is the learning? बगी आउटपुट देने से अच्छा है एक मॉड्यूल अच्छा सा बना के दो which the startup can test their hypothesis. स्टार्टअप्स को क्या करना होता है, एक प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करनी होती है, and that hypothesis they have to meet. अगर ये प्रॉब्लम है तो ये सॉल्यूशन है. You guys are okay with हिंदी, right? So वो hypothesis solve करने के लिए how many of what is the minimum viable product required? What is that one feature required? मतलब उसके लिए पूरा back end, front end, best design possible available. If you will make it will take you ages and the product will never come out. And the simple learning that you can give to the founders coming to you is boss इतना बना लो, इतना टेस्ट कर लो, चाहे वो ऐप बना के पूरा डिजाइन आ जाए, नहीं ये वेब ऐप से भी चल जाएगा, ये एक लैंडिंग पेज से भी चल जाएगा, लाइक हाउ Zappos and everyone did. So make very simple MVP for them and make them test it. That will build trust between you and the founder, that you understand their vision, you understand their roadmap also. Then build the roadmap for them. Once this is successful, then you will make something which will work much better and which will go deeper into the problem that you are trying to solve. So the challenges that I faced was, like I said, I switched 2 or 3 agencies. One of them shut down also during the process that I built. So it was really troubling for me. So finding right developers and right agencies. So in the morning, like you all heard ki I do this. Even Shreyan also said that मैं ये भी करता हूँ, ये भी करता हूँ, ये भी करता हूँ. सारे so most of the times what happens is you end up doing what you are not specialized into. So choosing the right technology. So it is very important for you to guide that non-tech founder that boss, this will work. This technology will be good, and if I am not good at it, I will not take it. So you should be upfront about it because you are wasting the opportunity cost of that founder and opportunity cost of their dream also. So you are making that founder much farther from their dream by choosing the wrong technology and choosing the wrong path for that founder. So it is very important for choosing the right technology. MVP versus full product, I just explained why it is important to build MVP first. And explaining the requirements to them. When I explained the requirement as a non-tech founder versus what it was taken and what was built. So I was working, and during that time I was building it. I remember going all the evenings to, you know, sitting next to the designer and telling ये ऐसे होगा, ये वैसे होगा, ये वैसे होगा. So explaining the requirements to them, we understand that the non-tech founder doesn't know कि wireframe ऐसे बनेगा, ये ऐसे बनेगा, and then wireframing and all the things, if you give requirements very crisply, will turn into a very good and faster agile development. But what happens most of the times is कि requirement भी सही से नहीं ली जाती है. एक लाइन दे दी, एक एपिक बन गया, but no. You have to take the requirements very properly till the end. Boss, ये click होने पे क्या होगा, इसके बाद क्या होगा, ये data कहाँ जाएगा, ये backend में ऐसे दिखेगा. Everything you have to understand before starting the development. Because once you develop and then the founder says कि नहीं ये यहाँ चाहिए, then it is a problem between you also, for you also, because you are not understanding the requirement properly. Founder तो ठीक है पहली बार बनवा रहा है, but आप developer है, you have built multiple products, so it is much bigger responsibility for you to understand what is the requirement and what could be the possible things which a founder may have missed. Timelines, I think we all know. Timelines are something ensuring the code quality. So most of the times, like I said, कि 1.5 साल तक development चलता रहा, and उसके बाद everything was buggy that nobody wanted to work on that code. I was in that fix that I cannot take it to any other agency to work. They are like, we'll start development from the scratch. And imagine that 1.5 years for that founder, for whom this is a dream, this is the passion, the money that the founder is burning from their salaries and savings, you know. So because what happens is the agency will also put 4 or 5 developers for that one project. So code quality is going to be hampered. So that becomes very difficult for the founder. because they are stuck with that code and they have nothing to do. They cannot do anything about it. And timely reporting. Most of the times, how many of you do proper reporting to their clients? What softwares you use? WhatsApp? Skype? Slack and Jira, very good. So this is not the practice. Most of the times, sab Excel mein ho raha hai, WhatsApp pe ho gaya, and this is done. Email bhi nahi hota, boss. So it is very bad. You know how, and these practices would increase much better when there is a system in your company also. You are not taking updates from your employees and your developers on WhatsApp. So that system is created when you create that system with your team. And faster release cycles, that is very important. If you say एक महीने बाद आपका ये feature, ये 2-3 features आ जाएंगे, that makes the founder very restless. कि भाई एक महीने तक what will happen? What do I test? Because the founder is the biggest tester of your product. Even if you have put all the QA, QC and testers, the founder is the biggest tester. So have smaller release cycles and faster release cycles, which will make it easier for you to say कि भाई अभी तक जो build हो रहा है, is it good or not? So I'll share what we have developed. This is the app where we are rewarding people for cycling, where we are giving them a lot of rewards, where we have gamified all the challenges and different modules we have kept for gamification for cycling, which is very interesting. We even did IPL format of event for cyclists across India. We had 10 IPL teams and we had live leaderboard. IPL mein bhi live kuch nahi hota. We had live leaderboard of 2 teams going up and down every 5 minutes. Chennai and Punjab were there, and cyclists were crazy. They were cycling whole day, and it was amazing to build and see them doing it. And then we have all the community angle in the app, where we have clubs, events, inspirational stories for people. So this is the current module of the app, and there is much more that we are planning to build for the community management. We are basically productizing all the small things that the community is facing into the product. So that's how we have learned, and we are building the product more engaging. So I'll give a small example of so in the product, we have made 4 pillars. We have, so all of this did not come in the first go ki we are building this, but always when you are with your clients, try to tell them what you are trying to build, make pillars of it, make better sections of it. So we have rewards and recognition, we have gamification, we have community, and we have content. So these are the 4 pillars that we have made. So whatever feature that is going to come, you have to put it in that bucket. Very simple. If there's something that is going out of it, of no use, rethink on it. The purpose of each feature that is listed in the requirement. If it is doing user acquisition, yes. If it is doing user engagement, or if it is bringing revenue. If it is none of this, you need to rethink on that feature. So have that purpose and pillars important. It is very important to be in the product journey. Why? Because then you would understand that what is it that you are building, and you are chucking out all those requirements which are of no use. So that makes your life easier, and it is easier for the founder also. So all these were the elements that we tried building for the brand in the app and giving visibility. So my learnings again, rapid prototyping, which is like MVP, but in rapid prototyping again, what I would say is, if there is a feature which is requiring online and offline parts of any feature, then you do a rapid prototyping of it without building the whole product. So it is as good as MVP, but it is in the form of if there is an online and offline feature, how do you make it work offline and then build the online part of it. Utility and value to the user. If that feature is of no utility and no value to the user, don't build it. And try to understand in the end what is the value that the product is giving to the user, and have 100 customer interviews. So ask your founder to go and ask 100 customers if they want that feature or not. So that is very important, because most of the times founders are in their own dream world and they want to build this and that and that, and consider this as you as a product company also. Again, Shreyan also mentioned that, I built 10 products and it turned out into nothing, and now I'm rethinking on building any other product. Why? Because I am someone who is dreaming of this solution for something, but I didn't speak to 100 possible customers if this is going to be the right solution or not. So go and speak to your customers if it is of utility for them or not, and if they are ready to pay for it or not. Easy navigation for users. Consider that user does not know anything. How many of you have built and changed it after that multiple times? Like whatever feature you build and then you have to change it because you think that it is not easy for you to navigate. How would it be easy for the user to navigate? It's your product, you know everything in it, but user does not know anything. They are using your product for the first time. And if it is not easy for you to for user to navigate, they will never come back again. Because now there are hundreds of apps in the market, and app is a real space reality. I mean, it's a retail space in your phone that it is taking. And if you have wasted that space for any user, they will never come back again. If the first time experience is not good, they will always forget about your app. So easy navigation and simple, less steps is very important for the user. We did a long sign-up form, which was a deterrent for us. Like we had a lot of users signing off from it. We didn't have right onboarding steps for users in the beginning. Then we put it so that it is easy for users to understand what the app is about. And most important, this in these times of multiple apps is elements to open the app daily. So most of the times, if you see that there is a steps tracking app or apps which are of daily use for you, but then they are running always in the background and you don't have time to open those apps. So what is that element for you to open the app daily? So for us, like we had kept that if the user is doing any activity daily, we give them a good shout out that this ride is ready to redeem. Come and redeem the ride. So that always increased our DAU, daily active users, and monthly active users significantly, because users are opening the app daily. And that is making them use this module of e-commerce which is there in the app. So have those modules, think about it, that because today the whole game of apps is about engagement. If your app is not doing daily engagement and your app is used once in a month, once in 6 months, people will forget about your app. So yeah, clear call to actions is again a very important thing. If you are making user to go here and there and here and there and it's not clear for user, the users will never come back to your app again. And it comes to us very clearly when we are speaking to users and they are like, no, this is taking 3 or 4 steps. I mean, I'm not clear how to do it. So then speaking to your customers is a very good thing. So make those founders who you're working with to speak to your customers and understand that where they are facing, that the steps are multiple steps and how you can ease that process. So yes, so this was my journey, and I would request all of those who are building for founders to be more compassionate with them and understand how beyond their dreams, understand what is the problem they are solving, make that into parts and understand how it can be simplified with MVPs and rapid prototyping, and how it can come to the market very soon and it can be tested very soon and it can bring better results for the founder's dream. Thank you.
Thanks all of you. Thank you, Nitika, for a wonderful session.
Thank you.
Anyone have any question for that related to the Crooze or product, anything? Yes.
Yes. So right now it is with the brands, affiliate commissions that we are earning, and some of the events that we do.
That's exactly was my question. How do you manage to bring brands on your platform? What parameters do they check for coming to your brand? Coming to your platform? For example, if I'm selling something, I want to sell my goods on your platform, right? Then what parameters do I look for? I mean, daily engagement.
Both.
How does that work?
Both daily engagement, how many users are there, and particularly we work with brands who are into fitness, health and wellness. We have brands like Garmin, Fasten Up, Yoga Bar, who are more into fitness segment. And yeah, so it is very easy for them to, get conversions. We have sold a lot of Garmin watches. We have sold a lot of, products for Fasten Up and Yoga Bar, which are brands purely for athletes and, fitness enthusiasts. So for them, it becomes very easier to get, better conversions on this platform as compared to any other.
I hope I'm answering any secrets here. So basically, when you have accumulated enough data, and you present some stats to this brand so that, they understand that, I'm asking that what data points do you collect in order to attract those brands on the platform? Because
Yeah. No, it is basically, how many redemptions that we are getting for particular product. Like, for example, there was a very big tea brand which was very famous in US, Badam tea, and it didn't see any, good traction from our platform. Even we were giving free tea of 800 to after earning cycling, and we saw that all the people who redeemed it were beyond, 40 years of age. So, green tea and all youngsters are not interested in. So when you cross certain age, you feel like, okay, now I have to consider my health. So we had those data points to understand that this brand is not working. So a similar brand like this would come, we would say, okay. And Garmin watches were working, then we were like, okay, now we should get more watch brands. So these are the data points we understand from the redemptions that we get.
do you have gift cards as well, or only the stuff, merchandise or gift cards?
Not yet. Gifts card, no, not there. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes.
Actually, I have a small suggestion that you mentioned that while coding, like while going to agencies, you faced a lot of problems. So have you found any solution for that, or should I? Maybe someone might also be looking.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we do have an agency right now, but we are now trying to build a team. So happy to have connections from here. That would be the best part.
Yes. So basically, I think like when we are paying some other organization, but we need someone to keep a track on how they are.
How they are doing.
So we can do one thing, like we can find some of our relatives who are actually good at coding or who are already at higher level. We can definitely pay them, but we can ask them just give a daily 1 or 2 hours just to review their code, how the standards they are following and how does they do. We, being a owner, we can say that, okay, you have did this wrong, we need it proper, otherwise we are not going further, because this type of coding standards we can't tolerate in our app, because we are going with a very far journey, not just for 1 or 2 years.
Right.
So we can have someone from our end who can keep a track on how they are working.
That will be great. I mean, happy to connect offline and see. Thank you. Yes.
What is the tech stack of your application?
Right now it is native, so in between we built Flutter also, which was not very smooth, and then we came to native, so it is native right now, Kotlin, Swift and Node.js. Flutter developers are sad right now, is it?
And what is the analytical platform do you use?
Right now Google Analytics, but we are trying to work with MoEngage or WebEngage. Yeah. Okay.
A small question. Regarding the orders that you get from users, right? So you have to take care of those engagements
No.
or like dispatch and all.
No, this is taken care by the brand, so we redirect them to brand.
Will give you the metrics that like what amount of
Yes.
items are getting sold.
Yes. So every month end we get, these many redemptions are there from the coupon codes, these many orders we get from the codes, and we get the data from the brand. Yes.
What's your USP over the My Bike?
My Bike is for operational, like they give the bikes. We don't give bikes. You have to have your own bike. We are, yeah. More events, community and gamification basically. So a lot of times you are like, our challenges are quite a hit because people are like, they want to challenge themselves. I want to finish 500 kilometers in 15 days. I want to finish 1,000 kilometers. So we mix that with the social aspect of it, social media and all. So that whole brings out, a lot of shout out, and more people are then encouraged to do that. So gamification is the key. 25,000 right now. It's organic right now, so we are just waiting for Google Fit integration and then we'll go mass.
Yeah, so how much like percentage you spend on the coding part and how much percent you spend on the actual marketing thing? Like, so we can all can set up their budgets.
So that's what I said. Till now it is all organic. So it's 80-20. So 80% goes in development and 20 in marketing. So that's, we'll now shift lesser coding and more marketing once Google Fit is there. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Thanks. I'll ask a little bit of off-track question. I'm looking around the room and I hardly see any women.
Yeah.
I head customer success for the company like he works for.
Yeah.
And I just told him a moment ago that I want to become principal because of your story of how organic it is. I want to know top 3 challenges that you face because of this difference. Because again,
Women.
right. And how did you overcome it?
So overcoming, yeah, before building Crooze, there was one MVP that I made because there was a web platform that I was trying to make before ecosystem, and then I realized that if I'm going to do all the things, I'm not able to, go ahead any far. So then I built a very small feature of this rewarding only in the form of a only small app, and that saw a huge success. So during that time, there was again a male friend who came out and he was into cycling and helped it. So there is a dearth of women in tech, and so I would fairly say that. And sometimes a lot of people told me that, why don't you learn coding? Why can't you do it? And I'm like,
I'm sure there are a lot of guys in there who are doing well without coding as well.
so even I'm like, I want to focus on the other things, and I can do well without coding. I can have people to code. So it's good. So challenges, yeah, I mean, finding right people is the biggest challenge. Second biggest challenge is making them understand what is your vision. Initially, they would be like, okay, go and gaga about, okay, this is a social cause, this is that. I'm like, no, this is a business, and consider it like a business, and treat me like a customer. And, because they would be like, okay, it's a social cause, and they would delay the deadlines and everything. So they won't be serious that it's a business that she's running. She also has an opportunity cost. So makes the difference is like, okay, she's a mother, and she's doing it as a hobby. It's a time pass for her. So all those things, when I was working as an engineer and was doing it part-time, that time also I was not taken seriously. So it's like that only, but then you have to be very stern about your dreams and what you want to build, and I think that will make it possible. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.